Good evening. It is 6 o'clock on Tuesday, August 26th, 2025. This is a meeting of Norwalk Conservation Commission and Inland Wetland Agency. Could we have roll call, please, Alexis?
Paul Bennett,
Here.
Ed Holowenko, Heather Breslin,
Here.
Steve Quackey,
Yeah.
and Catherine Knight.
Here.
You have 5, you have a quorum.
Great. Thanks all. First on the agenda is discussion and decision S25-655 12 Riverwalk Lane.
So I last emailed the applicant to remind them of the deadline to complete the application last Thursday. And received an email yesterday from the applicant saying I have to withdraw my application at this time. And so I have replied, giving her warning that because the application is corrective action, the withdrawal of the application will require the city to further pursue enforcement action.
Bummer.
So I will keep you posted on that. I think I'm leaning towards doing another order with directives to implement a corrective action plan.
Okay.
I think that through further in advance of the next meeting.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Any commissioners have any questions about that? Okay, moving on then. S25-656 23 Glenwood Avenue.
Right. So the last meeting, the applicant presented a revised site plan that was reflective of some of your initial comments. Those present at that meeting that I come up with a draft resolution to approve with conditions, and so you should have received a staff memo from me that had a draft resolution to approve with conditions.
Oh shoot, Alexis, I don't think I'm seeing that. Others, or can you confirm when you sent it?
I saw one for bishops, but not this
Yeah.
one.
Well, this one would have been in an earlier email. You should be getting that.
You're resending it, Alexis?
I am.
Got it.
Not yet.
So I will verbally review. Try to. My computer is acting up. So originally this was an application for an 8-unit multifamily building that has been reduced to a 5-unit building. And they proposed moving that 5-unit building up as close as possible to the road and therefore as far away from the wetland and water course that's in the rear. They're still proposing the building at the front and then access and a parking area to the rear, but that parking area would be just over 41 feet from the wetland limit and about 48 feet from the watercourse limit. And I can pull up a site plan. The applicant is also here if you would like them to recap their application. But I'll just quickly.
I think, I don't know if that'll be necessary if commissioners have a chance to review.
We just want to take a moment to look at the staff memo as it comes in.
Yeah, I'm almost all the way through it here.
Looks good to me. I think the only question I have is silly because I proposed it, but so I remember it was just that grass area. I don't know if we needed to call that out.
To make it ground cover instead of.
Yeah, it just says an additional 9 shrubs are proposed.
Well, I believe they already had some river birches, you know, for the front. If they could throw a river birch or 2 into the back, that'll help substantially, you know, with the shading area, I think.
I think they had 2 in the, if I'm not mistaken, there were 2 at the back as well.
Yeah, and they will seed really quickly. Wait till you see the ones I'm bringing for the giveaway table next spring.
Yes,
They're
my
already-
recollection at your last meeting, you had brought up the trees and then Commissioner Breslin had asked about trees and then Commissioner Burnett had noted that there were two birch trees proposed kind of on either side of the row of shrubs. And that instead of trees that they'd be better off seeding the remaining lawn area that is wetland and wetland buffer with a seed mix.
Yeah,
Right.
the two river birches back there, they'll make seedlings that, you know, that'll grow 3 or 4 feet in a year.
And then seed mix is required under special condition number 6, that it be enhanced with the planting plan that they propose and then additionally seeded with the native seed mix.
Okay, I figured it might be, or
It's in
oh,
there.
it did say native seed mix. Sorry, the page cut off there and then I skipped to 7.
Okay, I'm to move things along, I'm prepared to move to accept the memorandum dated August 1st, 2025 for S25-656 as written. Have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous.
I did watch the YouTube video of the last meeting for the 12th that Alexa sent me.
I'm sorry.
Confirming.
Yeah, we
All right.
bought popcorn and a soda and cake.
That's a riveting evening.
Great conversation. Dialogue was amazing.
Always. Okay, moving on then. Good night, Alexandra, if you're still listening. Moving on to S25-657, 19 Park Street.
This application is still incomplete. I have not yet heard back from the applicant, so we will keep you posted as your statutory deadline for action nears at your next meeting.
Okay. Going on then to S25-658, 38 Lois Street and 1 Bishop Street.
And as hinted to earlier, you had similarly a discussion at your previous meeting regarding the proposed plan and some additional supplementary materials submitted by the applicant. At the end of that discussion, you had asked staff to draft a resolution to approve if we received the requested wetland delineation report. And that report was received, and so I did generate a staff report for you to look at today if you wish. And then I will note that the applicant is also here if you would like them to do a recap or answer any of your questions.
I think I'm right off the bat would like to know, so what did we learn from the additional investigation?
So there are no wetlands on the property.
Yeah.
Is the conclusion.
Okay. Do commissioners have specific questions? Have we all been on this one? Is anybody feeling like they haven't heard the whole story?
Heard the whole story, read the staff report. Everything seems fine.
Okay. Got a nod from Ed. Heather, Catherine. Okay. I need to buzz through the conditions or finish my buzz through the conditions. Does anybody have any questions or clarifications?
Sure, I just have one. I just want to make sure we addressed the whether this was a, oh my gosh, I'm totally losing the word and I'm sorry, but like whether it needed a public hearing,
Significant.
Oh,
significant.
right.
We decided it wasn't.
You took care of that at your last
We
meeting.
did, right? I just want to make sure
Determined
we
it
put
was
that.
not. Yep.
Mhm.
Thank you. I don't know
Thank
why
you.
I just spaced on that, but I trying to buy myself time. But okay, I wanted to make sure we confirmed that. And other than that, I was just buying Steve time, so I'm good with this.
Well, I am looking at the paragraph at the top of page 2. Staff recommends an enhanced buffer be a condition of approval.
Yes, and so special condition number 3 and 4 address the need for a buffer. If
see.
you recall, there's like a 5-foot wide strip between the proposed development, the parking lot and the retaining wall, and the rear or the north property line. And that is the area closest to the wetland and water course. So staff recommends that. Right now that has developed elements in it that would be removed, part of the existing parking lot, a set of stairs and some other things like the existing building portion of that. So those two conditions clarify that area between the property line and the eastern and northern limits of the development, that a buffer be planted.
Okay, so we're saying we're managing non-native invasive species. Buffer shall be maintained in a way that allows this area to establish a natural vegetated state. So we're not.
And then number 4.
Number 4 is planting 40
It's a
native
two-part.
shrubs. Conservation mix. Okay. Got
So
it.
number 3 clarifies that a buffer shall be established, and that
Yep.
buffer is not a manicured area or a lawn. And
Yep.
further considering the vegetation that's currently there, that success is also includes management of non-native species so that they don't, they're not a majority of the plants there. And then special condition number 4 defines exactly how that buffer would be enhanced, and that would be with the planting of 40 native shrubs and seeding with a native seed mix along that. It's about a 90-foot total strip.
And has the applicant seen that condition?
No, but I've discussed it briefly with 2 members of their team.
Ms. Suchi and company,
No
Are
issue
you-
with the condition.
what's that?
We have no issue with the condition I discussed with Alexis today.
Cool. Okay. All right. Sorry, Heather. Go forward if you'd like.
With what?
Do we want to approve the,
Make a motion to approve?
or you can just move to approve.
I'll move to
Make a
approve.
motion.
I didn't know what you were telling me to go forward with.
Hmm.
Move to approve.
Okay, and that is for, S25-658,
Thank
memo
you.
dated August 21st. Second,
I'll second.
Catherine, any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
All right.
Okay. 5-4, none against.
Thank you
No
very much,
abstention.
everyone, for your time and attention. Appreciate it very much.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Well, good night, all.
Okay, moving on to approval of minutes.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Awesome. Second,
I'll second.
Heather. Any discussion? All in favor? That's 5-4, none against. All right, moving right on through to Conservation Commission bylaws, which we received a copy of from Alexis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hope so.
You did. From 2010.
Keep flipping back and forth through all these emails, so you caught me off guard before there, Steve.
Oh, sorry.
Understand.
And I'm sorry, in your email, Alexis, did you just attach the bylaws? We haven't like fiddled with them yet, right?
Correct. I did not, so I just attached the bylaws as they are, as they were last amended on April 5th, 2010. And then if you go to page, there's no imagination, page 4 of the document, I believe, talks about officers. And that the terms of office, the officers shall be elected by majority vote of the regular commissioners at the annual meeting. And defining the annual meeting is something that you may also want to look at. The terms of office shall be for 1 year beginning August 1st. Service of an officer in the same post shall not exceed 2 consecutive terms.
Okay.
And
Can I just one other item on the second page, well, third page technically, the appointment of members, it says there shall be 7 members. It
yes.
should, if we are open to revising this, should we revise that it should be no less than, or no, we can't. Okay.
So there are portions. Let me just pull it up.
That are subject to
Please.
some other document that I
Right. So in city code, let me just pull up the code, which is section 35 of the city code. Oh, please. My computer is very slow. Just open up conservation. I will share my screen. Maybe. So the city code, I don't really need to share my screen, but I will we'll just have fun. The city code spells out the membership and how one becomes a member of the Conservation Commission, and it also determines the city code determines the number of members that can be appointed to the commission. So these are things that you cannot change. This would be a council decision. So 7 members appointed by the mayor, approved by the common council. This kind of talks about, this was language when it was formally kind of established. It talks about the terms in 1976, but then it ends with the terms for all members shall be for 5 years. And that those successors of anyone expired expire on January 1st. And then this talks about alternate members. So you can have up to 10, so 7 regular members and 3 alternates. Would be
Political affiliations, interesting, but okay.
listen. So then your bylaws kind of define
Sure.
not kind of who you are, but kind of your day-to-day operations.
Yep.
Well,
What
So-
does in A, paragraph A, it says 5 of whom shall be the current members of the commission? You can only have 2 fall off at any given time? What does that mean?
I think that was from the
I
70s,
think
from when it
that's
started.
right, from 1976. So there had been a I'm going to clarify that I was not working at this job at this time. And right, there had been a conservation commission that did kind of natural resource work throughout the city, but then it was formalized into a true capital C Conservation Commission in 1976.
Okay. I mean, I'm sorry, though, I was getting at in paragraph A.
In
Says
paragraph,
someone-
this one.
Yeah,
This-
That's what it
yeah, no,
means,
that's
the
from-
original
I think-
commissioners.
I think that's the original language from 1976. So
oh,
it's
shall be
talking
the
about-
current members of the commission.
Right.
I see.
not meaning you, but
I got
at the time that this was established, there were these, it was almost
The
like an
commission
ad
lower
hoc
case.
kind of committee. And they took 5 of those and made them into the official conservation commission.
Okay, sorry
That
about that.
didn't really age well.
Don't worry about that, Steve. They're all dead.
Well, I don't think they're all dead, but none of you are any of the original members.
Okay.
Yeah, this doesn't age well, but
Okay, so to go back to our bylaws, we can't touch Article 2.
that's fine. But so what happens then? I mean, it only states there must be 7 members.
So, right, so there shall be 7 members and 3 alternates who are appointed by the mayor and then approved by the common council.
It does not say what happens when there are not.
True, right.
I'm just saying, like
The way I read it, Heather, is that the mayor's falling short on his duties because he hasn't appointed anymore.
And the common council.
Hmm.
Certainly one way to look at it, yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't necessarily be up to us to find them. If they know that we're short,
Yeah.
they could be recruiting also.
Conversely,
But-
I would
but-
like us to recruit for us more than I trust someone else to.
Right, and they are aware of a shortage. You are not an anomaly when it comes to public volunteer boards. I'd say your level of volunteerism is not the easiest thing to find or match. So kudos.
I do think I mean, I don't know whether we're talking about Article 3, Section 2, like the terms of office,
Hmm.
but I feel like that's really short considering, there's a lot of technicalities and kind of like takes a while to find your groove. I would imagine like as chair of the meeting, like just in terms of the order of flow, like 1 year
Mhm.
goes by really fast. And given that we're really short on volunteers, like 2 years max for one person to do it, like
That's not enough.
I think that's what we're looking to amend here. So
Yeah, I
either
agree.
we-
And I agree with you because I had jotted down some notes about that's the one thing I would like to change, whether it be putting a definite number in there, more than 1 or 2, more than 1 definitely, a minimum of 2, or even just removing a limit. Does it have to have a time limit or term limit?
I don't think so. I mean, it's elected, so annually.
But saying they can't exceed like they can't do this for more than 2 years, I mean, that's kind of restrictive.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we just take that out. Service, like just the term of the office shall be for 1 year beginning August 1st, period.
Yeah.
hmm
For me,
In
Yeah, I don't think we need to
perpetuity.
term restrict this at all. I don't
Yeah.
see any risks because if if there's a problem, then,
Exactly.
you have to get appointed again.
Exactly.
well, and so if we have somebody we don't like,
we vote.
there's a
Then you
function
don't.
for removing a member under Article 2, Section 4 shall be removed for neglect of duty or malfeasance in office. I mean, those are pretty strong terms.
Yeah, but that's removing a member from the commission. It's not removing the
Yeah.
chair from their post.
Right, and I don't know if, that one's never, I don't know if section 4 really should be in there. I'll have to review, law department opinions from when I first started here in the early 2000s. Just like the mayor is the only one to appoint and the council is the only to approve. Likewise, I think that the council is the body that would vote to remove. I don't know if you actually have that power. I'd forgotten about that. to be
Well, removal from
honest.
office shall require a majority vote of the common council following the public hearing.
Yeah,
Oh, look at you.
yeah, it's not us voting for it.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's coming
But
from-
that's from office.
I don't think, I mean, it's a 1 year term and it's voted in. And if it's something that egregious, then it would be voted off the commission, would be my opinion.
Okay.
Are you planning something?
planning something
Oh, I
egregious.
just, when you write rules, you have to think about
No, I agree.
the extreme in both directions, right? So, I'm not going to be chair forever, but if I want to stay involved and I hate the chair, or we get duped and whatever, I'm just curious to know how you would undo that. So, but why does it say maybe I'm just focusing on the wrong thing here, but in Article 2, Section 4, it refers to office, removal from office, but that means just removal from the commission, right?
Right. I
You don't
think
have
that
an
that's
office? We all have offices, Steve. What, I mean, what are you
What?
talking about?
Not being an officer, but just being a member. I think it's talking about members, because it's under Article
It's
2,
just
which is membership.
Okay, that just seemed weird to me. Okay.
I agree.
Whatever. All right, so I'm okay with scratching the third line in Article 3, Section 2 about the service of officer in the same post shall not exceed 2 consecutive terms. I think just scratch that. Does anybody else have other suggestions?
What's an annual meeting?
So
So
I'm
that was
Right,
the election.
Yes.
So is that only,
And so July has proven to always be hard, either because of a lack of a quorum or a heavy agenda.
but that is the
Um,
beginning of the fiscal year, right, for the
And it's
city?
right. So I would
Yeah, but fiscal year has
consider
nothing to do with it
moving it
because
to
we're not.
August. Just one extra month,
You do what? Sorry, Alexis?
bump it to August. I'd consider bumping it to August, just because July seems to always be tough.
Wait, but we're not needing to define the annual meeting? Are you saying we just need to pick a date to have the annual meeting?
Oh, you don't have to. So under Article 5 of your bylaws, it
Yeah,
talks about
section
the-
1, it says
it
July.
defines
Oh,
the
I
annual
see.
meeting as being the first regular meeting in July
Got
for
it.
the purpose of electing officers and any other
All right.
business.
Then you have to move the date back on the section 2 to September 1st.
Right.
Okay. Seems fine. right. What else? Somebody was telling me that, oh, never mind, it was talking about our board, Heather, about having executive sessions. Never mind.
What does
How
that
does the
mean?
annual meeting correspond with like the budgeting? Because I know we had some discussion about putting in budget requests or comments, or how does that work for like
Mhm.
open space budget, et cetera?
So
Or
that
things
is
that we
the-
might want to ask for the conservation initiatives.
right. So the fiscal year begins July 1st. So by
Okay.
July 1st, everything is well set and done. The fiscal planning requests would start let's see, February, March. So you're fine there.
Perhaps we just need to earmark one of those days to have put on the agenda a discussion around that.
Right.
Because I don't know if it adds in more weight rather than coming from the staff, whether to say like, comes from the Conservation Commission that we formally request these things.
No, that definitely would be recommended.
So where are we doing that? How are we doing that?
I'm just looking up the capital budget calendar. If you want to define. So capital budget, I'm just looking at the previous year for the 25-26 capital budget calendar. That started with departments filing their capital budget requests in November. And then it's closer to late January, early February, where they begin to have the Planning and Zoning Commission has hearings, and the CFO makes recommendations. So that's in February. But you might as well.
So it sounds like November, we should have an initial conversation.
Yep.
Do we need that in writing then here in these bylaws? Or is it
You can
something-
add that, or I can just add it on my Outlook calendar to add it November, either way.
I say keep it off of the bylaws, keep things simple,
Yeah, keep it simple.
more
Yeah.
stuff to take care
Yeah.
of or change or whatever. Okay,
I do think that maybe we should align like a business meeting, like setting the schedule for the following year also goes in at the same time we vote, also goes in at I don't know.
No, I definitely agree with you on that, Heather, because I'm looking at all these different dates and saying,
Yeah, right, exactly.
well, if we're going to be deciding in December or late November, we'll be deciding what dates we're going to be meeting or not meeting.
Right.
Why not have the elections then? Why, streamline it a little bit
That's what I was,
rather than spread it all out and, oh, what do we got to do this time, or
and then we can also have like
staff party.
yeah, we
Yeah.
can have a
So
a
yeah,
discussion
I
about the
think,
budget too, like more of a business meeting
yeah, I can,
agenda.
So like your first meeting of November
Is that okay with others?
or December?
do you want to make it the first, what if we made it the first Tuesday of December? That way we're past Thanksgiving, but we're not quite getting into Christmas. But everybody's around.
Is that enough time for the budget though?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah, because staff will be telling us what they need. And then
Yeah.
we can put our 2 cents in because they're not going to make decisions till February.
Right.
Good work, guys. Okay. So we're talking about the first, not the first Tuesday of December, but the first meeting of December.
the first regular
meeting of
meeting of
December.
December.
Mhm.
Okay,
What do you think, Catherine?
sounds good.
Nice.
Any comments, Ed?
I
Could
can't see him.
somebody are updating this document now that I say this? I
Yes.
probably-
I'm updating it for you.
Oh, you are? I was like, I should have downloaded this and started taking notes, not just, thanks, Alexis.
All good.
Also in Article 5, Section 6, quorum. Now, are we allowed to reduce that number?
No, so quorum is defined as no, you have to have 4, which is a majority of 7.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Make it one, Steve's Lucky's rule.
So just to give you a heads up, I'm just kind of thinking this through. So if you have your business meeting or annual meeting in December, you typically don't have a second meeting in December, and then your next meeting will be January. That is when January 1st is when terms expire.
Right.
So we have our election in
Just-
the December meeting.
Right. So just be cognizant of you have your election and then you know, I guess that still works.
I'm also
I think that
expecting-
probably makes sense this way, right? At least then,
Right.
Yeah, you have members and then the chairs and the mid mark of the year.
Yeah.
Just a question on just a point, a highlight on the quorum. I didn't realize, but it makes sense that approval or denial is determined by a majority of those voting, but in no event may be less than 4 votes. So if we have a quorum of 4 and one person 3 vote yes and 1 votes no, that means it can't be approved.
No,
No,
that's not how
are you
I
Right?
read it.
reading?
No,
Are you reading in the bylaws?
In the bylaws, section 6, it says
So-
in no event may less than 4 votes be considered for the transaction of any business.
Right. So if you have less than 4 voting, you can't transact business. So for land use decisions like application, permit application considerations, there have to be at least 4 of you present in order to review that application and make a decision on that application or hold any business, to hold a meeting. And then when you were to vote on an application, for applications, it's a majority of those present. So if you have 4 commissioners present looking at an application, at least 3 of them have to vote in favor or a majority. There's a bunch of different combinations if you have an
But the
abstention.
second paragraph, that's not what that language says. That
But
language says that
then, let's see,
you have to have you have to have a minimum of 4 yeses.
no,
Because
it's-
that's not a majority vote of the commission.
I'm reading it as a
Fine.
total of 4 votes. It doesn't differentiate between yay or nay.
right, so
No, because
so
it says
approval-
but, it's the but in there that makes it questionable.
approval or
Right,
denial?
so the 4 votes is for the transaction of business, so you have to have total of 4. And of those 4, the approval or denial is determined by a majority of those voting, which is 4. So if you have,
It's
if
not
you
the
have-
best wording, but I
yeah,
think it does.
I can send you something that it's not the best wording, but that is pretty well established with land use. I can send you a better description.
Yeah, we could chat GPT it. And
So
But if
for-
it was the case, then they could have just written that first sentence and you wouldn't need the but.
exactly.
But the fact
It's
that
a-
there's the but in there
Oh, I
makes
see
it
what you mean.
sound like you have to have,
I don't think it's an intention. I think the but is just it shouldn't say but, right? Like it
it
shouldn't even
shouldn't
be there.
say but,
That's
because
So
when you put the
there-
but in there, language wise, legally, then it means that there needs to be, you need to have the majority vote of yes within a commission of 7 people is 4, is what that addendum wording is. Otherwise, you just end the sentence there. You wouldn't have the second, because you can't have the meeting or consider business without 4 people present. So that's already established. And then this is establishing what a majority is for when you have only the minimum quorum.
I think it just actually probably, so the first paragraph establishes a quorum for conducting business. The second one is transaction of business, which would be voting. If you switch those sentences, it actually would work. So if you said, if in no event may less than 4 votes be considered for the transaction of any business, approval or denial is determined by, that would work. I think. It won't say but.
Yeah, if you just put the period after the word question and then remove the but, and N becomes the first.
Yeah, so I mean, if we're
Mm.
amending it and that's the intent and we can do that, then get rid of the but and just say approval or denial is determined by a majority
Yeah.
of those voting.
So
I
there
think-
are though certain legislative actions. So you have 2 different actions that you make. You make decisions on land use applications, but then you sometimes make legislative changes like changing your bylaws or things that are not decisions regarding applications. So when you changing the amending the agenda or going into executive session, those types of decisions have to have a majority of members, not members present, but the majority of members. And so that is 4 to move that forward. So there are some decisions that you make that are there, and I don't have this all here today, but I can put this all together and send it to you. But so there basically are procedural decisions that you make have to be a majority of members. And since you're 7 members, a majority is at least 4. And then other decisions like your day-to-day application decisions, that is a majority of those present.
All right, then I think we need to fix that bylaw. Probably to spell out those 2 scenarios so that we don't wind up, if somebody looks at this and says,
Don't know if I can do that on the fly tonight, but
no, but yeah, that says like land use versus executive or.
right.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
understand because the wording says conducting business and exercising its power, and the next paragraph, the way I take it, is talks about transaction of business. So I would think of that as like voting on any. Anyway, whatever. I'm not a lawyer, for sure.
And this is written to be right. Yep. I can work on clarifying.
I like where it says that I like 2 things about this, that no meeting shall start new business after 11 p.m. And I
You
also,
want to
That's
amend
late.
yeah, I mean,
What
maybe-
about 10?
and
That
that
was used in the past.
I'm sure it
We used
was.
to- we used to have very, very long meetings.
No
and
wonder
I-
nobody wants to volunteer anymore.
I like when it says special meetings. The call for a special meeting shall be delivered to each member at his or her residence.
Yeah, that could probably be updated to
Should I expect to
accommodate
get served
electronic
at some
delivery.
point?
Well, technically our computer, I mean, we might not be in our residence
That's
when we're reading
correct.
the email,
I
but
don't know,
you know.
I think the city marshal should have to come and hand deliver it to
I
us.
think so too.
The constable?
I used to hand deliver everything. You joke, but I spent an extraordinary amount of time delivering packets, and I would often make like 2 trips out of City Hall to my car because it would literally be a stack of plans and papers like this big every 2 weeks. Ed remembers, getting I'd put them in a
Oh,
manila
yeah.
envelope, and we would drop them off at the designate, where do you want it on the side porch or the front door or the next to the Peace Bowl?
I
This
remember
does
how-
that.
not
that's how
seem
it
like a
was.
conservation initiative.
Yeah, no, it's been, you think about the amount of gas that used to be wasted driving all around, and you're relatively well represented to you got the north and the south and the west and the east, and the time and energy to print everything out and then to
So you have free
drive it
time
to
now.
you.
So
No,
you have
it's
free-
just we're expected to get even more done in the time allotted.
yeah.
So Alexis, are you then, having taken your notes, proposing to draft amended version of the bylaws for approval maybe at the next meeting,
Yes.
or continued discussion?
What's that?
Or continued discussion?
Yeah, either or. I think what sounds like would be best is if I did a red line version for you and then presented that at the next meeting.
Other commissioners? Yes,
Good.
if she would be so kind.
Yeah,
Anything else you wanted to get in there?
You guys just email me too if you read it, this evening before bed, and you find something, just send me an email, and I will incorporate any comments that I receive.
Awesome. Thanks, Alexis.
Absolutely.
Election of officers is next on our agenda if we're ready to move forward.
Not if we're amending our bylaws.
Right.
Right,
I think we should delay that.
good
Table
point.
that.
I have spent too much time on a board, Steve. This is what I'm kidding.
So table that to your next meeting.
Let's table that. Conservation initiatives. Anybody have anything to throw out there?
Getting a tree.
I am, yeah, no, I'll wait till the next meeting. Not yet, not quite.
In case anybody's
But
wondering,
there's a cliffhanger.
Sorry, yeah, no, I don't wanna, I'll,
Fine.
Heather, what if we do what our kids do and just whine until she gives up?
oh, no.
I can hear him whining right now, actually, actively whining.
I've been a mother for 22 years. I'm impervious to.
Oh, does that mean we're going to be impervious too? Because I'm not there yet.
I'm not there.
So it gets easier.
I think you're lying to us.
I think
Okay.
maybe the
No,
volume
you do, like your
lessens.
senses get dulled, you're like, yeah, whatever.
But yep. Yep.
I-
The whole relationship, both sides change.
Okay, noted.
The volume has to reduce, at least. I'm pretty sure that will happen at some point.
Yeah, with distance. That's why they go off to college.
Okay, moving on to comments of staff.
None at this time.
Okay. Comments of commissioners?
No.
Have anything? Okay, then it's adjournment. I move to adjourn. Can I have a second?
Second,
Heather seconded. All in favor?
I,
Aye. All right. That
Did
does
everyone
it.
get their email? I forgot to say, are you gonna, sorry, we should have,
Oh.
it doesn't. But does the email, should we be checking, okay, should I be checking that email is really my question.
Yes, so who among you present has a city email at this point?
I have a city. I haven't checked it because you keep sending it on regular, so. I was like,
Right.
Yeah,
have
that's my reason too.
We have 2 out of 3. So I will start. So let me make note of the A+ students.
Wait
Worst
a
in my
second.
life.
I didn't know we were getting graded.
I'm joking. I can send stuff to your email, your city emails. But yes, if you have any questions about obtaining a city email, and I know that if you use Outlook for work, you won't be able to get like email other than like a web-based email without any notifications. But do try to meet with the IT department to get your official city email, because it will be a good thing.
He takes lunch around 1, just in case anyone needs to know, and doesn't like to cumin before 10:30. So you got a window, just letting you know.
Wait, what was
Yeah.
that? That sounded really important. One, what?
So as far as I have ascertained, because I went there once and he was out, and then I went there a second time, he takes lunch around 12:45, 1 seems to be, and he doesn't like early mornings.
Okay.
Me either. So
Okay.
Okay,
just trying to help you on the
this is a stupid question. Okay, so I've got the city email on my phone, Outlook on my phone.
Yes.
When it comes to holding the meetings, it's on I open it up on the computer, not on my phone.
So I will start sending all of your Zoom invites on the city account. And that's fine because on you'll be fine.
But you can
You
log
can
in,
still
you
use-
can go to Outlook or whatever it is, on a browser and log into the account.
to get that link.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I can do that even though he's not able to get it on my phone, I can still log in.
On
Okay.
your phone, right?
that's what
No,
I'm
well, on my
doing right
computer
now.
is what I'm saying. Log
Right.
in on my computer on a browser. And
all right.
it's just getting notifications is,
I'm
So
in.
I try not to send anything too frequently. Usually the Thursday or Friday before a meeting, and then the day of.
okay.
Okay.
How do I have so many emails?
Are these
I'm
things
gonna
that
pause the meeting. I'm gonna stop the meeting
Sorry.
Yeah.
since you did adjourn.